Hi, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to yet another creative process video that I've made for you. If you're new here, hi, how are you? I am an illustrator that specializes in watercolors, and I make these creative process videos where I take you on a journey of how I make my paintings from start to finish, and I have also introduced tutorials of sketching and just giving you ideas of how to fill up your sketchbooks or just, try different mediums. So today we are going to be discussing what is probably the most asked question that any artist gets. How do you find your artistic style? How do you find your artistic voice? I get asked this question at least once a week. That is at least, probably more than that. And you know what? There's no straightforward answer to that. I have been into art pretty much all of my life, ever since I can remember, and I went to uni, to art school and all that, so you'd think that, it was easy for me to find my artistic voice. But no. I've only truly found my artistic voice a couple of years ago, and now I feel at peace. I feel like I'm finally at home. But that also doesn't mean that you're gonna have to wait so long, because artistic journey is a journey and everybody moves at their own pace. Some people find their artistic voices very soon in their journey, sometimes it takes a little longer, so it really depends. But before we begin this video, if you do enjoy the content that I create and you would like to see more, maybe consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video so YouTube can push my content for more people to see. It really helps me in growing my channel, and I don't know, I just love showing you my creations and helping you out on your artistic journey too. And without any further ado, let's just get into the video and let's discuss one of the most common questions artists get asked. What is an artistic voice? It's your point of view, your style, your chosen medium, your experiences. It's the way you choose to communicate with the world through art. It's the mark makings you do, and most importantly, it's consistency and all of the above. Artistic voice is not something you can find easily. Even if you had a map, you would still get lost and struggle finding it. Sometimes your artistic voice could be just buried somewhere deep in that long forgotten drawer, and it might not take you long to find it. It is important to understand that everyone's artistic journey is different. Some find the voices very early in the journey, some takes years of experimentation, and equally we all have to work for it. But this journey can't be rushed. I remember when I was at uni and would look at my peers' creations with envy, thinking that they are so consistent with their styles even using different mediums. I could always tell who did that painting or the drawing. In the meantime, I was really struggling in finding my voice. My creations were all very different and kind of cheap rip-offs of lots of different artists. Whenever I'd find an admirable artist, I would go trying to recreate in a similar style. I've tried all sorts of mediums: pastels, acrylics, pencils, digital, 3D, installations, sculptures, you name it, but none really spoke to me. I have really enjoyed screen printing, but even then, it didn't click. But I can't lie, I enjoyed creating and experimenting with different mediums, getting different outcomes every time. I had fun. I stopped putting pressure on myself that I have to find my artistic voice now or otherwise I can't be a great artist, because that's just a load of BS. So here comes a little advice. Stop telling yourself that you aren't good enough because you have not yet found your artistic voice or style. It will come. And in the meantime, just keep on creating. The more pressure you will put on yourself, the more you will hate making art. I've also heard a lot of artists say that copying is bad and you should never do it. And while I agree to an extent with that statement, copying great artists while you're learning is kind of a part of the journey you shouldn't skip. By copying, you learn more about composition, texture, mark making. You start learning how different mediums act and get a good feel of them. I copied a lot of artists' styles at the beginning of my journey, and it has been a huge helping factor in finding what works for me and what doesn't. However, it is extremely important that you never, and I can't stress this enough, never try to benefit financially from someone else's hard work, and always credit your inspirations. Being influenced by other great artists is just another important part in finding your artistic voice. So go ahead, copy and learn. There is lots to learn from the world's greatest artists, and because art is so easily accessible on the internet, we're influenced by other people's work all the time. Finding your art style is never going to be a straightforward thing. You need to be prepared to experiment with a lot of different materials before you find what truly clicks for you, while at the same time not getting discouraged if your art piece isn't looking quote-unquote great. And remember that artistic voice is not just the medium you choose to use. Grab a still life photo and try recreating it using gouache, acrylics, oils or pastels, or maybe even a mix of all of those materials and maybe spice it up with some collage. Go to a library, pick up a children's fairy tale book and try recreating a sequential illustration of that story, or maybe a spot illustration. Draw 50 cats in different poses, go to a coffee shop and practice drawing people, put some music on and do some abstract painting, create a zine of your emotions, learn how to do rubber stamps and liner cutting. All of this might not seem like much, but will definitely help you in finding your style. Oh, and remember, you don't need to use your chosen medium in a conventional way. It's only a medium and you are the master that can use that medium in any way you want. Maybe that will become your style. Lisa Congdon, in her book Find Your Artistic Voice, says that having one style is not important and that it is only important to use the elements of style consistently with each of your artistic styles. This book is an absolute gem for those that are struggling in finding their artistic voices. It has many beautiful interviews with inspiring artists too, and I will make sure to leave a link to her book in the description. Finding your artistic voice doesn't mean you're stuck with one medium for the rest of your life. As Lisa states in her book, that the most important part of artistic voice is consistency, not the medium. It's the elements you use, the mark making you do, the brush strokes and layering techniques and more. The more you create, the more you will start noticing that your style is evolving. You're polishing your skills, so naturally your style will start changing as you get better. You will start creating faster, you will develop new ideas faster. Finding your artistic voice can sometimes take years of a lot of experimentation and a lot of trial and error, but don't let that discourage you from taking the step forward and finding it, because you are still creating, you are still evolving, and your work is constantly changing and getting better. Think of it as a skill that needs polishing. You don't see people who have never done baking bake the best cake in the world. It takes years of learning different techniques and polishing the skills to create that outstanding cake. Like with any job in the world, you only get better through working on it. And because this journey can be sometimes quite bumpy, you need to understand that sometimes you will fail, you will fall, and start to really question yourself and your abilities as an artist. It happens to all of us at some point in our journey. It's also to be expected. It's also important to understand that it is normal and that it doesn't mean your art is worthless or that you don't have skills. Take a break, take a breather. Sometimes when I feel like that, I like giving myself a few days off from art, maybe a week or two. I like getting out into nature and observing the beauty of it, or going to a busy coffee shop and watching that hustle. It often does its magic by sparking some ideas or seeing interesting patterns that I would like to recreate. Unfortunately, there's no quick way of finding your artistic voice. Embrace the journey, look into yourself and your experiences and what makes you, you. Well, that's the end of this little discussion, and I hope I managed to give you a bit of an insight that there's really no straightforward answer and there's no quick way of finding your artistic voice, because your artistic voice is what makes you you. I do truly recommend reading the book by Lisa Condon because it is truly a gem. It's a very easy, nice read, and it gives you a lot of insights about how to go on this artistic journey without feeling that you're not achieving anything, because it does take time to find your style, what really works for you and what doesn't, and how not to feel like a failure when you are an artist and it takes you years of finding that style. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoyed this sort of video format where you can see me painting, but also we can discuss some topics. And I would like to hear some feedback from you if you do enjoy this sort of style, or whether you would like me to go back into just, you know, music and painting rather than me talking music and painting. But also, if you do have any topics that you would like me to discuss on this channel, please leave any suggestions in the comment section, and I will take them all into consideration. And yeah, if you want to follow me on any social media, I will leave all of the important links in the description box. You can find all of the links to the books that I read, and I really hope I'm going to see you next time on a new video. I haven't really worked out whether there's going to be a tutorial or another creative process video, because I've got a few little ones planned, but I will try to post a new video before Christmas, and then I'm probably going to take a week off to just get my stuff together for really a new year. And my little one is going to be off nursery, so that will make it a little bit harder to record any new videos. But other than that, I really hope you're going to go and have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and that you're all getting ready for Christmas, because I can't wait. I'm such a Christmas person. I love winter. It's just a shame that it's not snowing here. So yeah, I hope you're going to go and have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now, guys.